Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power, peace and power. What it do, what it do? Woo-wee. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows all things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. As you come on in, know that you're in a safe space. Know that you're in a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that you're in a space of educating and being educated. Know that you're in a space for conversation, questions and answers, comments and concerns, dialogue, building and destroying. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, integrity, a space of love, a space where we are working towards unity on a path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants, come on in. Please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information in the chat during and throughout the class. Fund this war effort. Ooh-wee, when I tell you, man, that thing done went from Cammy, old Chucks and Pearls, to old Fanny. Y'all see old Fanny down in Georgia, the DA, with the super clapper gripper? Yeah, she telling y'all to donate. Ooh-wee, man. Damn, that entertainment industry must have had an effect on the politicians because they begging y'all. So fund your war effort. Fund your war effort. Yes. Yes, if you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, don't wait. Book an assessment. Find out your triggers. Yeah. Come get that therapeutic space. Don't wait. Don't wait till you at the gas station getting hemped up because you done put the elbows, to Humali or one of them. Nah. Don't wait. It's too late then. If you or anybody you know is in need of domestic violence intervention, book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of intimate relationship abuse, consultations, book an assessment. Find out the warning signs, the behaviors that you need to be alarmed by, right? Characters and characteristics that should alert you. Special events and incidents that should awaken your awareness. Remember, with the information, the life you save could be your own. Woo, man. Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Listen, we got to get to it. We have a lot to get to. But, as always, I have to give specific props to my classroom assistants, to my consistent class that has, gotten the word of mouth out. Man, listen, our last class immediately, 26,000 views. And we're going to continue with the hashtag, Tell Diddy Tell. Tell Diddy Tell before it's too late. Man, I'm telling you. Listen. So look, salute to y'all because I'm not doing it. I'm just a vessel of truth. It comes, my experience, my research, most of you back and forth dialogue and exchanges. This is where it is. This is where it's at. So salute to y'all. You understand that continued common sense, breaking down things to the simplest form is what's going to keep us growing, uniting, and then moving to a space where we could gain some ground on this foolishness. So salute to y'all for 26,000 views in one vid. You understand? Yeah, that's y'all work. Now, we got some excuse me, we got some tagging to get to. So buckle in, damn it. Oh yeah, we might have to do classes tonight. Yeah, cause I seen Kurt Franklin in them jeggings. Yeah, I seen him. And I seen Pharrell Williams with the lipstick. I seen it. I ain't got to keep sending it. I seen it. Yeah. 2 fathers. Okay, so let's see who we have to. First of all, if you're a black man, a melanated man, and you have black men in your family that you are responsible for, that you are accountable for, who are responsible for you and accountable for you, tag them, tag the black man. We have to speak to them today in this class, as we always do, but specifically tag the black men. Tag Barack Obama. Yeah, tag him. Tag him. Everybody else talking about it, but this class, we getting it down. Down. Okay? Tag him. Yeah. Tag Killer Mike. Again, in class. The Queen. Yes, man. We see you. Much appreciated for funding the war effort early. Let's get on. Magic Johnson too. Tag him, y'all. Yeah, tag him. Somebody tagged Amber. Somebody please tag Amber. Yeah, she got deuced. Take this 2 and keep it moving. Yeah, so tag Amber Geiger. Tag her. Took that deuce. Take it on the hip. I've been there. Okay? If you're out there and you're a black man, a melanated man, but a little bit melanated, deficient, still a brother, but yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about, the light-skinned brothers. Yeah, the fine ones through the 70s and 80s and the 90s, you know, the ones who got all the chicks. Yeah, the light-skinned, wavy-haired brothers. Tag them. Yeah, tag them. Y'all need to come in here and tell us what's going on with gunplay. Tag him too. Yeah, we got to get to talking, man. What's going on? Tag him. And tag his bromance brother, Ricky Ross. Tag him too. Yeah. Let's go. Tag this Gucci fella. Gucci the third, whatever his name is. Tag this young man. And all of the black women that you know. The melanated women that you know. Who believe, right, for some reason, that this OnlyFans and, you know, this amateur porn is a real industry, but it's not. So tag all of them. And what's the broad name? Danae Davis, tag her too. Yeah, we got a lot to going on. We do. So buckle up. Let me get you a little coffee if you're on the road. My truckers, my truck drivers at? Where my union men at? Yeah. Make some noise with them horns. All up and down I-95, 85, 301, Interstate 1, wherever you at. Get there safe. D-Haven, get home safe. We see you in the building. Who else in the building, man? We gotta get to it. Renegade Revolver, shout out to Renegade. Shout out Paperwork Good. Man, come on, everybody. Let's get to it. Who's in class? We got to see who's in class. First in class, A. Wood. A. Wood in class. We see you. Yeah, the D's up in here. Detroit. Corey Grant. What up? We see you, Philip. Boom. Tiara T. Green. Mrs. Reels in the building. What up, Mrs. Reels? That's another page. Subscribe to that. Yeah, Jason Reels Network. Get it in, y'all. Subscribe, hit the notification button on them. That's what we talking about here. Where we going? Construction Site Media TV. What's going on? We got the Grustler, the Global Hustler, Cuckoo, the Bag of Bones. Cuckoo, Bag of Bones, in class from Zurich, Switzerland. What up? We see you, D. Haven Herbie. The governor, the general of Marcy Nitcher Houses. What up, E. Hay? We see you. Eric Ford, what's going on? Bam, Philly in the building. We see you. Merklow, what up, Merk? Bushhead, what up? Zone 864, what's up? GB, Daryl Maddox, 55, Daryl, 55, Daryl. Yeah, Ken Williams, what's going on? Philly Bay Harris, what up? Stephen Gill, what's going on? Dub C, 13, Philly in the building, 215, what up? Sean Jenkins, what's going on? Philly in the spotty spot. Ms. Latriel's in the building, what up, Ms.? Construction, we see you. You on the plantation? Turn the volume down. Don't get fired messing with me now. Matt J. St. Louis, what up, Bree Love? What up, George Johnson? C. Blades, Sniper. What up, C. Blades? Gene, Pierre, what up? We see you. We see you. What's going on? Fred, what up, Fred? Kenny's on Holy Grail. Cool K. Kane. Jay. 44. Memphis is in the building. Mark Milliner. We see you. Candy. Henry. M. Dot. M. Hot. Reinhardt. DC's in the building. Emerson. 55, Emerson, 55. Late Charles, what up? James, Eileen, Camille, Canada's in the building. First responders, stand up. Yes, right, PA, Karim Akbar, the light-skinned brother from the bank. Ain't been bathing. We gotta get to that. Kai Malone, what up? Stephen Gill, CDP, what's going on? We see you. What up, Bridget? What Guana? 55, A-Long, 55. That's what Guan, 55. We see you. Base proletariat. Base proletariat. No, I didn't see that. Man, we gotta get to class. Send that to me. DM me that. I need to see that. Yeah. Yeah. What? You going to go tag Captain? Tag him, damn it. Tell him to come to class. Yeah. Yeah, you early. That's what Heart Tunes is in here. Willie Betha, what up? Bernadette, what up? Marcos, oh yeah? You think so? You'll be all right. The Shy's in the building. What up, Blacks? Man, we see you. Boston is up in the spotty spot. You got the 617. You sure y'all 617? You sure y'all from the PJs, lady? Huh? Lady Lee, Maga, what up? We see you in here. What's going on? What's going on? We see you. Hold on, wait a minute. Who? Tone 55. Take that. Yeah, don't be switching up in here. Hood Central, what up? Y'all in here deep. Ooh, hold on. Y'all in here too deep. Let's get started. Let's get to class. Listen, I know. Yeah, it's been a few days. Listen, I had things to do. Family things. Company things. Yeah, and matter of fact, shout out to my niece. My niece Coco Johnson. Salute to her and Tarshawn. Yes, had a beautiful, beautiful baby shower up in the BX. So salute to them. Salute to them, and soon they'll be welcoming an addition. Well, matter of fact, at first. So shout out to them, right? Shout out to them and all of the people who was at the shower. BX is a different breed, I'll tell y'all that right now. Yeah. Damn, they still on some 1970s, 80s type shit out there. They party in the streets 2, 3 in the morning. Wow. Barbershops is open 1:30 in the morning. Yeah. Different. Real different uptown. Nah, y'all that got hit in the head in BK making all that noise. Barber signs still spinning and all that. Yeah, nah. Yeah, y'all gonna shut that shit down. Yeah. Y'all up too late at night up there. But anyway, let's get to it. But it's beautiful. We have to take our people how it comes. Do you understand? We have to, okay? Love all our people. Yeah, even if they want to party 3 in the morning, like it's 4 in the afternoon. But a lot of our people sit on a different side. And even as black men, we find it very, very difficult, okay? Very difficult to be on course, to be in a specific code, right? Because some of us process information differently, whether it's from a lack of understanding or they have a personal, purposeful agenda for separating and causing division. And that's what we've seen, well, we know this for the last, I don't know, we've been in this struggle 60s, 70s, 80s. Now, consciousness and people being woke and making an attempt to figure this thing out and understand how we can fight against it and really make gains as a united front for decades. So it's no surprise that we still find black politicians, black clergy, right? Black entrepreneurs and businessmen and shit, even the average black dude, Bark Son or Rakim or damn it, Steven, who seek to be comfortable somehow in this. As we always say in class, comfortable in oppression. And I always want that to stick in your head, that there's people who move in a way so they can be comfortable in these oppressive conditions. Man, and though it sounds that is deep, it is a very simple reasoning for it. It's called selfishness and a fear of responsibility. We always get into the fear of responsibility. If you've seen past classes and in future classes, there is a fear, right? And it's a natural fear for one to be responsible for one's own self, because it's something that you may not have done before, okay? It's like when your kids move out for the first time, there's a fear there that they have to make sure that they're able to do for self. The first time you drive a car, the first time you get a little hiney from one of them girls and girls, the first time you get a little bit of that wood, there's a fear there because you're responsible for that act. And our people still consistently sit in the fear of being responsible for taking care of themselves, right? Working irrigation systems on their own, believing in their own technology, their own banking systems, their own military, and policing ourselves. That's why you consistently rely on the systems that's already in place. Understand? So don't be triggered and thrown when you see these folks stick their head up like Obama just did. Okay? He's comfortable. He is more than comfortable. He's a representation, a true representation of somebody who fits within the agenda, within the institution, because he has sat in the highest seat that we know, okay? So when they coming out and telling black men to vote, and chastising black men to vote, Democrats specifically, right? We on the ground know what that's about. But when they do it at that level, okay? When they do it at that level, it's because they see a certain seriousness in the, they see it in how we move, they feel it in the energy, and they know that there is a very, very, very real space and position that black men are sitting in today. Like I tell you, conditions make certain and I don't want to keep saying energies, but that's what it is. It makes a long path short. Big Swerve, salute, much appreciation for funding the war effort. It makes that path that was once long that get to unity very short. So when they see that energy and they know black men are serious, black men are not voting Democrat. Not at all. They get scared. They get scared because in all reality, that's all it takes. That's all it takes is a word of mouth and a true stance. I'm saying, yo, listen, we're not doing that anymore. So now, the person, okay, that many gravitated towards because he spoke in that energy, he walked in that rhythm, he was able to dig deep and get into that empathetic space of all of our people, but specifically black men. They need him to come out and hit you in the heart once again, reminiscent of when your dad spoke to you, or when that pastor who you gave an ear to, or maybe one of your homies' uncles, you understand, hit you in that space to make you say, you know what? Yeah, man, you know what? I'm bugging out. I'm bugging out. You know what? Let me listen to him. They had to get that. And not only in that specific space where he was in, because who knew he was going to be there? And I'm not talking about those who were there and who organized it. That's a small fraction. That's how they do to us politically. They put these people in these small spaces because they don't want a true grouping, a true gathering to come so they can really question him. They put it in these small spaces, and then through technology, give it this worldwide viral moment. And then, of course, it's going to be very triggering because we are firm in that. People are like, yo, Man, listen, I watched my grandfather be Democratic, my father and uncles, and now me. And I done passed it on to my kid. That's it. We're not doing it anymore. That right there made them reach out and say, yo, hold on. Wait a minute. We got to put some type of tourniquet on this. We do. We do. We got to put a tourniquet on this because now it's getting out of hand. So they bring him out. But as always, when people work within the institution, when they're so used to being allowed to say what they want to say without any type of pushback, you miscalculate how serious and how upsetting Black men have become with the whole process of government and the lack of representation. So he miscalculated that. And he's not the only one. People do it all the time. People even do it in the conscious and woke settings, right? Even in people who have organized true liberation movements, they too, at some times, if they're not really, really down on the grassroots level, they too miscalculate the anger and the energy of certain masses of populations. This is why you have to be in the bottoms with them. So he miscalculated. He thought that that shit was really gonna fly. You do. And it does in their safe spaces. But see, I keep telling you, this technology, this social media, these apps, these platforms, man, when you go viral, you go viral. And now you're no longer in that safe setting. Doesn't matter if you got Secret Service behind you. It doesn't matter if you have speech writers and people who can set a setting for you. You lose all that once it comes on the technology and it flies. Because now everybody see it, and then everybody has that same ability to give you pushback. So you're not safe anymore. These individuals who were once safe because of time and distance and technology not being as quick as it is now back then, created those safe pockets. So now, instead of him having a bunch of Black people where he done touched them in their little chest with empathy, nah. Now you have enraged people who were already sitting in the pocket saying, yo, get out of here. Because they have researched, they have looked back, they have lived through 8 years of you. And that makes them go into recall and say, yo, we haven't got anything since the Voters' Right Bill was passed. Democrats have not put a dent in the police lynchings, in the underemployment, in the uneducation that we suffer through as Black men. Never mind everybody else, because he spoke to a specific group. So as a specific group, they're answering you. This is what they're doing. We have felt the brunt of every miscalculated effort by this capitalist system to make us comfortable. There has never been an effort. There has never been an effort to make Black men feel wanted, heard, comfortable, or safe on this land. We were always, always kept in place, kept in step, kept under the threat, not only of losing liberty or losing some type of resource and income, but of losing your life. And that is an absolute fact. Black men wake up every day knowing that when they step outside of their home, it could be the last time. I don't care if they're in the streets buck wild. I don't care if they're the squarest dude in the world on their way to work. I don't care if they are somebody who is so faith-based in one of these organized religions that they're in a church or a mosque or a temple every day. One thing is for certain. This country, this corporation, this institution always lets the black man know that at any given time, we can cease you from existing. If you sell a tape, if you sell a cigarette, if you got a hoodie on your head, if you flinch during a traffic stop, damn it, shit, if you work for the system, we can end you like that. So at what point do you believe that that is going to continue? At what point does Obama believe that that is going to continue? Basic existence, basic knowledge of that fact, just living in it, is going to move your consciousness to a different space. It just is. And when your consciousness moves to another space, so does your resistance. So does your militancy. It just is. So if you are not one to go out there and bust your hammer, if you are not one that's going to go out there and find some type of street hustle to get into, if you are one who is not going to be self-employed as some type of entrepreneur, right? Your main piece of resistance is to sit back, relax, and do nothing. So there has been an awakening of people saying that your vote is so important that black men are saying, if it's that important, I'm going to keep it for me because I have never been represented. And you still are not saying anything that's going to benefit me. So they're scared. They are scared. They're scared. Because once that happens, once you recognize that they're fearful of you, then you gain some liberation muscles. Then you get some militant biceps. You start to get strong. You start to say, hold up. Now, if they see value in my vote, that must mean other things. That must mean that there's value in my labor. That there's value in my word as a parent, as a father, as a man, as a protector. That means there's value for me outside of their system. Okay? That's a very scary space for somebody else to be in when they're trying to make sure you don't recognize that. Tyrone Robinson, much appreciation for funding the war effort. So understand that. You don't need to be in some type of postgraduate political science class to understand this shit. The Ofe is a simple mind. His institutions are simple. They make an attempt to make it complex by inserting words that mean the same when you break them down. The pacing of their tongue, right? The thousands of pages in their contracts and policies. This shit is basic. It's not hard. It's not hard. We make it simple for you in this class. The old phase is weak. So get rid of that equal nonsense that they pushed on you. They're no way equal to melanated men. No. At all. At all. Okay? They've been beneath us and they will continue to be beneath us. Understand that. Tyrone, much appreciation for funding the war effort. So let's just get specific here, right? Because some videos been going around. We seen Obama. We seen them pull out Magic Johnson. Who the hell listens to Magic Johnson? I don't want y'all to be triggered by this shit. I'm serious now. How many of y'all, even in his heyday, listened to Magic? He was not no one's number one. A few, but he always had competition. You was either a Dr. J fan, some were Larry Bird fans. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. You had Bernard King fans. You had nobody really listened to Magic like that. They just didn't. And then once he supposedly caught that creep, that monster up in his chest, people was like this, So why? Because, again, here goes a selected individual that they want people to believe is super intelligent because they tagged all these corporations onto him, and because he's smiling and cheesing and grinning and has a specific demeanor, that we gravitate and gonna run around. No. Black men don't do that. Especially at a time where the disenfranchisement, the new way that they have been doing it to black men is to put a whole nation of the rainbow community in front of them, and they're watching Magic allow his son to present himself like that? Nah. Yeah, to each his own, but he doesn't represent anybody in the community to that degree. How many men are going through that and is going to identify with Irving Magic Johnson when he has EJ running around in mini skirts and open toe heel sandals? Again, miscalculating what the everyday in struggle melanated man is going through. We're not listening to you. We're not. Not when Cookie and EJ is wearing the same clothes. No. That's not gonna work. We're not listening to Barack Obama. We don't do that. No. So again, they're gonna keep pushing that. They're going to keep pushing that, and then they're going to try to go down the next level and know that since we are generation hip-hop, because we come up in a certain age, they're going to make sure that they get the most articulate person who could represent hip-hop in the political space, such as a Killer Mike, and they're going to keep doing that, acting as if you don't have rhyme and reason to sit down on election day and say, no, we're not participating in this, that I'm using my power. If you're saying I have the power to vote, then I have the power not to as well. And so far, it has made no difference. None. Okay? I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Now, you could go back and forth every day, all day with it, based on your beliefs. I'm telling you, somebody who has been on this earth and been through several presidents, I've seen the exact same issues day in and day out. Day in and day out. Okay? Now, they're pushing this heavy, but I'm old enough to remember when we were having political science in middle school, even in elementary school and social studies, but in middle school, when you get in high school or government, your vote was supposed to be secretive. No one was supposed to ever know who you voted for or which party you was a part of. And it didn't come into play like, what are we doing? And when did that change? All of a sudden, everybody is speaking about who they're voting for, when they're voting for them, and all of that. Oh, man. That's what was supposed to be the cornerstone of democracy. Again, because you had, as an individual, the right to choose. So when did all this performing come into it? At what point are you supposed to know where I sit with this? You understand that? That's where we at with it. You are supposed to vote in a clandestine manner, so there can never be any repercussions. That's what made it fair. That's what made it equitable. That's what made it honest. But again, it got out of control. So let's read what took place, because you're sending me this video with this pastor. And again, the video is a couple of months old. But I want to get to it. All right? They was talking about some breakfast and all that, but the video is about what's going on out there in the Midwest. So, here we go. After Wednesday's GOP breakfast outside the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee Wednesday, Republican Cook County State's Attorney candidate Bob Fioretti made his case to the media that he will bring back law and order. Now, I want y'all to understand this here now. This is how the technology and the tricks get into politics, especially when they're pushing, okay, for our black men. This is a state's attorney candidate talking about law and order. Law and order for melanated men has consistently meant lynching, circus trials, you understand? Spaces where dudes is doing 20, 25, 30 years on trumped up evidence, prosecutorial misconduct, never getting the benefits of those scales. So now this person here, listen what? Now this is an Ofe talking, Republican at that, talking about law and order to black men. So that should have alarmed them, but it didn't. Let's go. Here you go, quote unquote. You can't bring businesses to the county unless we have safety in our streets, safety in our schools, safety in every community, he said. Unless we have that, people are not coming back. Now, it's coded language. Safety in our community, safety in our streets, for us has always meant, yo, we need to round some of these black folk up and throw them in jail or take them out. So you gotta listen with clean ears. You have to do that. Listen with clean ears. This is an oath, standing in front of black men, making an attempt to seek or have them seek the idea of an alliance. Illinois and Cook County are among the areas losing the most population to other states according to the annual U.S. Census data. So now here we get to this video, the meat of it. You have this melanated man. Here we go. Pastor David Lowry Jr., a pastor with Universal Baptist Church in Harvey, stood alongside Fioretti and said black voters should join him in ditching the Democratic Party. Louis Fontes, much appreciation. Fontanez, pardon me, for the super chat. Okay? You dig that? You have an Ofe, that's a DA, which is no different than Kamala, who was top DA, but you got this dude running for DA. So you see the switching bait? An Ofe and somebody who's part something, still they represent the scales of injustice. Here we go with this black man now. This is a simple fact right here. Of 60 years of Democrat rule, black people need a change. We need to give Republicans a chance to see what they can do because we have not done that, Lowry said. Now, this is a pastor, so he has a congregation. And they moving, they dead serious, and these men are not going to vote Democrat. So, is what they say. We don't know what's going on when they get in that booth, but they got this pastor believing it. Okay? Lowry said the black community is impacted by crime and the poor economy and don't own anything. Quote unquote. There is nothing that the Democrats have done or will do across this country for black people but use us. So why not, black people, let us give the Republicans a chance to show what they can do for our communities as well, he said. Don't want you to see the G here, right? We ain't rocking with them old face because we ain't get nothing. But let's see what these old faces going to do. Now, if it's not problematic for you, it's surely problematic for me. But we're going to continue. Another brother that's out there, Mark of Chicago, said one issue pushing the black community over to Republicans is Democrats giving resources to illegal immigrants. This is happening all across the country, Carter said. The Democrat Party is birthed in continued social engineering savagery. And if you want to stop it, you have to replace this party. Now, if you're going to replace this party, which is the Democratic Party, why not replace it with your party? Why are you going over to another old faith? Replace it with you. The same energy that you were using to say, yo, we not with them no more over there, that same energy should say, no, We ain't going over there either. We gonna be right here, building with us. We not messing with you. We not messing with you. We're pulling out and we're building us. Okay? Dig what I'm saying? You can't go from one DA to the next. They both represent the same institution. All right? Okay. Understand that. So again, I don't care if it's Magic with his fairy son. I mean, he's a big fairy, but you understand? Whether him coming out and telling black men what to do when you obviously didn't tell that one what to do, who was under your roof. Yeah. You ain't tell that one what to do at all. And I would love to know, I would love for them to put a mic in front of EJ and see what he says if they ask him, is he voting? I would love to see that. I guarantee you, I believe, nah, he not voting at all. At all. I guarantee you that. He's apolitical. I could definitely guarantee you that. Ain't no man that got a mini skirt with their knees out, ankles out, heels and toes out, voting or talking about anything that has to do with politics and policy. No. EJ right now is mad because ain't no more Diddy parties. I could guarantee you that. He over there with Bow Wow somewhere and they over there in reality TV looking for the next white party. Trying to reignite that energy. I definitely believe that. You on reality TV too much to be talking about voting. Guarantee you that. So when you look at that and you look at life, look at your life. Let's look at your life now. When you go outside, that is politics. When you go outside and you see the migrants, the main ones that are working on construction sites, doing the flag waving, doing the demolition, you can see that. You know that they're getting an income from doing that. But on the very same street corners, you see a migrant selling fruit or water. And you say, that is politics. Because that migrant that's selling fruit and water for nickels and dimes and quarters is going to the same location as that migrant flag waver that's getting $25 an hour. And that is going to be in one pool, one bucket, until they become a strong voting bloc. That is politics. And those same migrants, the same ones who have somebody legitimately working construction and someone that's being allowed to panhandle on the street, has a relative that is part of some type of gang that is into illegal activity. That is politics. And when you look in your hood, because Killer Mike and them always talk that local politics shit, and they not in it. The same way he sat there and talked about and chastised black men and try to pull at their heartstrings to vote Democratic or to vote or to be engaged in local politics, they not there. Because what's happening as far as local politics, we're not the number anymore. There's very few predominantly melanated communities throughout the country. So when I sit in East New York and I look at blocks and blocks and blocks that once were almost completely melanated folk, black folk, and I see that those are not the numbers anymore, and local politics start to mean less and less if we're talking about democracy and voting, because you don't have the numbers anymore. And even if you did have the numbers as far as population, you don't have the business owners anymore. You don't have the clergy anymore, because you may have one mosque or maybe one mega church representing a specific local community, but when you go in and out in all of the blocks, you have multiple churches, whether Catholic or Christian or Protestant or Seventh-day Adventist. All of those numbers are going to move into a different space when it comes to voting. They're going to vote as a collective. So while we struggle to find somebody that's conscious or woke, when you go to the local area policy board meetings, when you go through to see the city council person, when you go through to these events, you see cornballs, people who are corny, who take an allegiance to everything that's American. And everything that's American isn't for melanated folk. When you're American, you swear to the flag. When you're American, you swear to the dollar. You swear to apple pies and bald eagles. You do not and will not ever be able to stand on a melanated box and platform. That's not what America is. No, 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 no. So to be engaged in the local politics is to know and understand that your numbers are shrinking every day. Every day. And the candidates and the politicians do not take your issues that are important to you as a space where they stand tall on. They don't care about it. They're going to say, well, we have other issues that have been on the table for quite some time now. And if they're new politicians, well, I just got into office and, there are things that need to be worked out and addressed. And then we can get to that. But first, this. So don't play or allow anybody to play with you when they talk about local politics. You have to get out there, look, and see exactly what issues really concern you. Because I'm going to keep it a buck. If you're a state worker or a city worker, local politics have nothing to do with you. Nothing. I don't care where you live. Salute, Tammy. How you doing? Salute, brother. How did we get to this point? We got to this point, and come on now. It's not to be taken lightly, but in the comedy movie, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Yeah, when Jack, and he went there and he went to see the conscious and woke brother. Yeah. And he said, yeah, and he had them little old fake kids. And Jack asked him, well, what happened to the revolution? And he said, they gave them jobs. Yeah. And with those jobs, they gave them the idea of luxury. And they made them comfortable in the oppression. That shit was more than a joke. Don't let it go over your head. You got Black Panthers now that's sitting with local elected seats. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all didn't see how many times Bobby Seale ran for office? You didn't see the rat Elaine Brown run for office? You don't see Bobby Rush sitting? They made him part of the system. That's how we got here. We got here by a poor representation of what hip-hop became. Yeah. It trickles down. If somebody got a whip to your ass in that cotton field, you're going to stop. Eventually, you're going to stop. You're like, listen, just go ahead, do what you got to do. Whip me. I'm not doing it anymore. But if they come and say, yo, here, you could get a couple of, get a couple of sheets. I'm going to give you a few t-shirts. For every such and such amount of bale of cotton you pick, here you go. Now you say, oh shit, I got this nice shirt. And the homie over there that's getting whipped, man, he should just come and get a shirt. I'm going to bale this cotton. Same principles. If somebody can make you comfortable in your oppression, you're going to do it. It's big pimping, baby. It's the Mac. Don't let me get into the Mac. Don't let me get into the Macking. Please. Man, you can make a woman sell her body until you get a mansion. If every time she come back from that track, you in her ear, and you say, listen, how you feel, baby? How was your night? Give me them feet. Let me get in this tub. Tell me what them tricks do to you. Because they less than men. I got you, though. You see this mansion we living in? You see the minks that's on your back? Yeah, you's a bad bitch. You gotta get up out there. Come on. She's comfortable in her oppression. She's comfortable in her oppression. Same shit they do to the rapper. Man, listen, you living over here in Calabasas. We got you a crib on the Upper West Side. Man, you living where Seinfeld and them live. What you worried about, man? We got that publishing for you, man. You're going to get a check every 90 days. You got that. Look at you. Yo, man, go over there and see Jacob the Jeweler. Get you some jewels. Matter of fact, your video about to be on, man, 40 times in the next 2 weeks. Just got to keep rapping, man. We got you. Comfortable in your oppression. The shit that does to the mental, man, and they keep feeding you shit. Now you ready to kill your cousin, the brother, the people you grew up with. Because these old phases telling you, man, they ain't, those is the niggas, man. You don't want to be them. You came up, you got the bag. But yo, you gotta go to this party, man. Yeah, you go see Puff. Puffy gonna show you how to really bubble up. You can get a bigger bag. It's the same game. Whether it's political, whether it's in the church, you have been anointed the priest. You are a father now. Yeah. Yeah, and them little boys, you see that little sweet little boy, that orphan? You need to show him the pleasures of what it is to be a true Catholic. Look in the Bible. They say that the Most High were rewarded with little cherub angels. That's a cherub angel. This is how they do. This is the institution of old faith thinking. So when you have Magic Johnson speaking for the old phase, that's the picture you keep in your head. When you have Killer Mike speaking for the old phase, because he's not telling you to do for you. When they're telling you to be of a certain individual within this space, he's speaking for the old phase, not for you. When somebody is telling you to believe in you, figure this out, pull up out of their systems, you can do it. That is someone who's speaking love into you, not directing you back to them. I don't care what color, what face it is. The institution is theirs. Barack is a shining example of their institutions and in their language. So that's how we got here. You comfortable in your oppression. People who are woke and conscious are never comfortable. That's why they complain so much. That's why they stress so much. That's why they're so angry and bitter and look to self-medicate, because you're not comfortable. You're like, yo, this can't be it. And the older you get, the more you get enraged, the more you seek some type of militancy. But it only can come when you are calm, when you're plotting, when you're organizing, and when you're truly loving each other. You cannot be peaceful in this space with your enemy. They showed you, Kizzy spit in a cup. If you ain't willing to spit in a cup, you ain't ready for it. It's just that simple. So no one should tell you who to vote for, how to vote, where to be at. We vote for each other. I vote for you, you vote for me, we work it out. Damn them. Paris Valentino, much appreciation. It is the art of deception on the greatest stage. Yes, it is. The art of deception. Go get Victor Ostrovsky's book, This Side of Deception. And you will see. This whole shit is Hollywood. But what role are you playing in it if you're sitting idle? There's no neutrality in this shit. Science and math, nothing remains neutral or balanced for long. Atoms, everything moves. Crashes, explosions, all that. There is nothing neutral in this. Either you with them and you're allowing them to continue to oppress you, or you're against them and you're moving in a different way. That's how time and space work. Nothing is neutral in this war. So you can't get triggered when they send these people out there to talk that talk. Get out of here. Negative. You dig what I'm saying? Okay, we gotta move on because we over an hour in. Let's move on. Understand that? Good. Okay, now let's get to this old fake cop. We had witnessed this old fake officer who went to jail for gunning down a young man, took away his potential to be a parent, took away his potential to be a greater human being. For what, we still don't know. But this old fake Amber Geiger, people, for some reason, I don't know why, I thought she was coming home. Maybe because the other chick in Minnesota, that sergeant, she came home. But this one just got denied. Yeah, denied parole. Take these 2 years and get your ass back in that cell. Get up out of here. Okay? It was a nasty case. Nasty case. She went up in this man and gunned him down in his sleep. Unalived him. Arrested, indicted, tried, convicted, sent up north. So she's in there. Okay? She's up in there. And because she's up in there, Of course, it's only natural that she goes to the board. So she probably been a model prisoner. No write-ups, no nothing and all that. She's an ex-cop, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's in PC somewhere. Anyway, she went to the board, okay? So let's see what this email said. This is to notify you that the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles denied parole for this offender on 10/10/24 until the next review date scheduled for 10/10/26. Should the board receive additional information that may return the case to the review process earlier, you will be notified. And this is the email, I believe, that went to the family of Botham, right? Geiger was up for parole last month on what would have been Botham's 33rd born day. Now, Geiger won't be eligible for consideration for parole until October 2026. Okay? This is one of the family members, Finley. He says, so we have another 2 years of peace before we have to go through that again. I will sleep so much better. Right? So Botham Jean was unalived on September 6, 2018 in his own apartment after being clapped by Geiger, who had just gotten off work. A jury convicted Geiger of unaliving and sentenced her to 10 years with the possibility of parole after serving 5 of those years. The penalty range was 5 to 99 years. I have always felt that the 10-year sentence was inadequate, Allison Jean, Botham's mother, told the news. If they had given her 10 years, then she deserves to stay in prison for the 10-year period. The legal team representing the family of Botham Jean, including old boot-licking Ben Crump Law, the Washington law firm, and some other one, released the following statement. The family of Botham Jean is relieved by today's decision to deny parole to the former Dallas police officer. Okay? Now, all the family may not be happy and feeling relieved because the brother gave her a hug. I do remember that. Went up in court, I prayed for her, and can I give her a hug? And the judge let him go and hug her and all that. I'm like, what is this? So, no telling. Again, we all don't think the same. Brother was damn near my complexion, right? People would believe that he would be upset. However, he gave her a hug. Yeah. So he might not be too mad. He might not be too mad at all. You see? So I wonder if this is one of the black men that the Democrats want in their voting bloc. See how this work? And I want y'all to understand this, man. This is a process of consciousness, so you can really understand how knee-deep in it we are. Here we are, people who are mad and angry and upset because we watched this from an officer committing a lynching. Not only an officer, but an old faith female. And the brother had the nerve to hug her, to ask an old faith judge, an old faith female judge, if I can hug this old faith defendant, convicted felon of unaliving my brother, can I give her a hug? And other black men see that, melanated people see that as viral. Our young kids see that and they're trying to understand it. This is why we struggle with liberation. This is why we struggle with building a united front, because we don't sit in the pocket together. This is why these classes are so important. You have to acknowledge that and see that. And don't ever be tricked into believing that because you may have Umar or some Riza Islam or some other dudes that come online and y'all think because there's millions of views and people are conscious that we move like that. Don't get that confused with true work and militancy. That shit is a show. It's a show. It's talk. Because if it was sincere, if it was real, if it was felt, you would never have no little black young man go and hug an old fake cop that unalived his brother in his sleep. It wouldn't work like that. So she got hit. Shit, I got hit at the parole board twice. Go ahead, girl, finish that time. All right, got through that. Next up, now I tell you, I don't want y'all to be in y'all feelings. Don't get caught up in your feelings. Light-skinned brothers. Don't get caught up where we going in class, but we got to go there right now. Because they tormented me coming up. Called me all type of crispy, crunchy black. Shadow and all that other weird. Called me all type of stuff. I grew up in the 60s, 70s. It wasn't fly. Ain't nobody said, ooh, you got some nice dark skin. Nah, we ain't get fly until Wesley came around. Damn it, Bobby Brown and rapper Jalil from Houdini. We wasn't fly. Wasn't none of that. So light-skinned brothers, man, y'all got to wear this L today. Gunplay. A gangster, trill, crunk rapper out of Miami said that he don't wash his nasty yellow ass for 3 days. Now this man came to the bedside of Ricky Ross while he was laying there in just a pair of nylon shorts. No socks, knees out, chest out, belly out, and gifted him a chain lovingly. My brother, a weird bromance. I'm thinking, damn, this is real Grippergate-ish, Diddy-ish, dastardly. This is dastardly. But, again, he's light-skinned, so he's winning. Yeah, he's in the videos, he running, he gangster, man, he was winning so much they had him on reality TV and all this. Now, deuce in the quarter, there ain't no stopping. Y'all gonna wear this L. Light-skinned man. This is what the man said, and this is what he said coming out his mouth. Yeah, man. I ain't even bathed. I ain't bathed since 3 days. I ain't even gonna hold you inners. I ain't feel like bathing. Bathing is for busters, the Miami-bred musician says. He kept it real with his fans, taking it to a whole new level by claiming that when he skips a shower, he might even scratch his nasty ass and smell his finger. Light-skinned it. Now, one thing I was always taught, that you got to be clean, you got to be sharp, you got to smell good, especially as a dark-skinned brother. Because we don't get looked at. It's automatically, even to this day. Yeah, even to this day. So I never was one to say, damn, you look in the mirror and be like, damn, boy, you flying. No. I had to be the toughest. Yeah. I had to be most polite. I had to be smart. I had to bust my hammer. That's it. I was never one to look in the mirror and, yeah. But I was super, super clean, hygienic, fresh dip, all that. Because the light-skinned brothers was just assumed to be clean and fly. Yeah, bright yellow even. Now I'm learning they ain't have to wash their ass. The Almy Shores, the Chris Browns, and all that. People, Bryson and all, y'all wasn't washing y'all ass. Y'all was just getting over because you're light-skinned? Nah, man, Smokey? Nah, man, tell me it ain't so. Tell me it ain't so. Light-skinned brothers. Come on now. LL, Cool J, MC Shans and all that. Mike, come on, man. Heavy Diesel. Listen, people was getting skipped in line, man. You mean to tell me that y'all was skipping days? Or is this just a generational thing? Because I see how these young girls get. They don't mind letting these dirty, dusty ass dudes holler at them. It wasn't like that in my day. If you ain't had a fresh cut, if you ain't had the scrub and scrap, if you didn't have the juice, if you didn't have everything, it was laced and fresh, you couldn't holler at all. Chicks like this, what? Unless you light-skinned it. They now have to believe. Man, listen. Let's finish with what he said now. Y'all don't scratch and then smell your finger when nobody looking? You telling me none of y'all scratch y'all ass and then smell your finger? That's cap. That's what he said, live. Gunplay. You light skin, you know, you see it. Make a bruise easy. If they playing football, you can see the dirt and all that. You mean to tell me for 3 days this rap star can run around and he got a child or children? Come on, man. You got to be a disappointment to your child. Well, Rick Ross love him. I know, man, after 3 days, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. 3 days, man, I've been around many different settings of dudes. Sports teams, right? The U.S. Army, basic training, living in barracks and up north. Rikers Island, groups of men, different pockets of men, man. Sometime after 12 hours, sometime after a dude go to yard, he kind of woofing. Man, this nigga said 3 days to the point that he got to scratch his ass and smell his face. What we doing now? You know, they could have on a neck full of jewelry, all type of Versace running around Miami, and he ain't washing his ass, and y'all got him on TV? Man, something wrong. Man, something wrong. He couldn't have been Kodak Black. He couldn't have been Little Yachty. He couldn't have been Ace Hood. He couldn't have been none of them dark-skinned brothers from down there. All around there talking about they don't wash. They would have been off of TV, off of everything, social media and all that. Don't let me believe this is some colorism shit here, that light skins is so propped up, they get so much juice. You mean to tell me now I'm got to look at Jason Tatum and Steph Curry and all these dudes and wonder, Clay Thomas, and say, I wonder if they washed their ass in the last 3 days. I wonder if they smelling their finger after scratching their ass. Some nasty, diabolical shit. And he in Miami? And he been to a couple of the Diddy parties. Diddy was running up in that. Shh. Man. Yeah, man. Let me move the hell on, man, because that... He got the nerve. Got the nerve to do that shit live. Keep telling y'all about these. Some of them, him, Slim Thug, I keep telling y'all about them dudes, man, that's running around, that's in the whip, that's getting that bag. Ooh, wait. 3 days? And you think it's funny? Ooh, smelling like hot jackal ass. You know them jackals be running in the Serengeti? War, they just running around stealing and wilding out and breaking shit, just wild in the Serengeti. Hot. You know what a hot jackal smell like? Some of them brothers on the continent know. You ever been on the continent? So he's a light-skinned brother. Smelling like hot jackal ass. Just running around. That's what they do in the industry, run around. He here, he in Miami, he at the beach. He shooting for reality TV. That's hot jackal material. Nigga ass smelling like a hot AFX car. Y'all ever played with that? Y'all might be too young to remember having AFX cars and the track for Christmas. TCR and all that. And your brother just putting it on the track and making wheels go ring, ring, ring. And that shit just get to stinking and smelling like burnt rubber. And we racing the hot AFX cars. That's what his ass got to smell like after 3 days. And he want to sniff it? Oh, hot jackal ass, AFX car smelling ass. Get him up off of the internet going viral. What are y'all doing? But these are black men. Go ahead, make sure they vote Democrat. That's who y'all want, Obama? Go get him. Go get Gene Botham's brother. Yeah. Go get Rick Ross. Yeah. Go get Gunplay. Yeah, get them. Let them. They all could be Democrats. Y'all want them? Go ahead. The hugging old face, not showering ass melanated man. Go ahead, take them. They're not the nerve. So now, but his broad is gonna claim she's a bad bitch though, right? But that's her father, her kid's father. This drug addicted, abusive, not showering. He got her. That speaks to the mind of where our black women at. That comfortable in your oppression, that you laid up with this dude, had a baby with this dude because he was getting some type of fictitious bag. That's what leads to the next thing. Our black women believing, delusional, that it's okay to be in certain situations as long as you get a nickel or two. Okay? So we gonna get Gunplay dirty, dusty, stinking ass up out of here. And let's get to it. Okay? Now there's some young brother running around, another rap dude, or somebody who came up under the banner of commercial rap and hip hop, because that's all social media is now. You understand? Commercial rap. Or for the branch of hip hop, now you got OnlyFans. It would be no OnlyFans without hip hop. It would be no platform, the urban social media, without hip hop. That's in the DNA. Because we the ones who utilize it and make it flourish. Now, some dude called Gucci the Third, yeah, he supposedly, allegedly, gave all these young girls a dirty twat. Okay? He supposedly infected one who went viral and said that there are many others, and they named at least 20 from what I've seen, 20 to 22. So her name is Danae Davis, and she's going viral. But she thought it was funny. She's been with him quite some time. He even got his government name tatted on her, because this is what these young girls think. This is the mentality. So again, I don't know why they are so, right, encouraged or so eager to get black folk to vote Democrat, because this is the pool you're getting. You're getting stink, dirty dudes who don't shower and like to scratch and sniff their ass and fingers and shit. And these dirty dudes who, again, smiling, viral everywhere. Here he is allegedly, purposely putting his raw member, knowing that it got all type of garbage associated with it, into young women and giving them something that they have to deal with forever. Okay? Despicable, disgusting. Now, it wouldn't happen if these young women weren't victims of a delusional mentality that owning your sexuality means showing it off. Right? See, here, as opposed to when was coming up, that you saw and understood and recognized what a Mac was, what a pimp was, the flamboyant dresser, smooth, slick talker with shoes and a whip, all the tools of the trade. We knew what that was. They don't know what technology is doing to pimp them. Reese Palmer, salute. Much appreciation. I'm a little late, Blizz. Why Barack think he owned black folks, homie? Don't know if you address it. Yeah, I did on the replay. You'll get it. Okay? So now, technology is the pimp. Twitter is the pimp. OnlyFans is the pimp. It is. Because these entities, these created entities that are really nothing but some type of mechanism, some type of mentality and intelligence, is telling these young women, come on, it's cool. I don't know about TikTok, hard way, because I've never seen anybody butt ass on TikTok. If I'm wrong, let me know. I see him on Twitter all day, every day, doing all type of stuff with no shade. Some of these people, I'm trying to figure out, well, where do you live? Do your people in the town not see you on a regular? Because, damn, on Twitter, you could look right through their soul hole. You're like, woo, your mama can see you. Like Kat said, at the party, you sniff at the contract table, and dude is just sniffing. Like, don't you know I see you? Twitter's wide open. Which, I don't mean to stop y'all bread, but why would you subscribe to OnlyFans when the same broad is on Twitter doing everything she doing on OnlyFans for free. Anyway, she's crying and carrying on, and he did this to me, and he did it to many young girls, and he never showed me the paperwork of his medical records to say that he didn't. I got this, and she's going in. Now, I don't know if it's cap. I don't know if it's allegations. I don't know if it's being used to promote who they are. But I'm telling you, there's people, like I said, they're confused. OnlyFans, Twitter porn. These are not industries, okay? So if you get caught up with believing that these are an industry, something that is governed by rules and with some type of safety net, you're wrong. That was the porn industry, which was in alignment with Hollywood. So of course they had doctors and groups and cliques and people and cameras and all that. With the advancement in technology and people being able to do things in a house, never come out, the safety net is gone. So it's not an industry. It's not. So this little stink, dirty, dusty, eggplant having dude can do it to as many young girls as he wants, whether it's purposeful or not. However, the mentality and what we supposed to be giving to our young women is our fault, our responsibility. You get that? We supposed to teach these young girls better. But again, with social media, with the talk of 50-50 and the dating, and I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that, and all this, I'm a bad bitch, and all this other weirdness, and them believing that there's no repercussions for their actions, is what has young girls today doing this shit. The sexy reds, the Glorillas, the Nickies and the Cardis have that space, okay? And it's not a good space for them to be in, or us, for that matter. We have to make specific corrections on how they move, or we're going to consistently have this thing that's going on. More and more of them being infected, and a lot of them who are not being infected because, well, not knowing and not doing anything about them being infected, moving over into another space, the square spaces, where, like I said, when we grew up, our threat was girls saying that they were virgins just because they were SA'd by an uncle. So for them, it didn't count. And the uncle might have been a custody, IV, substance abuser, and have the creep or the monster. And now you running up in shorty. But again, we were taught to use protection. Now there's some type of stigma like, you don't have to use that. Yeah, okay. If you got young kids, if teens and young people are hearing y'all sharing my vid, I wouldn't care who you lay with. Don't trust nobody. Wrap it all the way up. This ain't no game. Especially after COVID. You don't even kiss. I done see shit on Twitter. I'm like, y'all kiss like that to this degree with strangers? Not knowing if they got the Coco Uno, the weather, all in their chest? Y'all still doing that? Never mind. Y'all spitting on each other and all type of weirdness. And then you still not using nothing? Come on. Shit is insane. And y'all think y'all doing something new. No. We were doing all type of wildness in the 80s, 70s. This ain't new. It's not new. Everybody having levels of frankness, but it was protections in place. It was common sense being used. So now all these little girl, and they trying to label it an industry. It ain't no industry. It's OnlyFans, and it's some whole bunch of drug addicted teens playing in each other's seat. Teens and young adults and balloon poppers following the old fake culture. So now that's where we at with it. Okay? So listen, I've been on here 100 minutes. I'm gonna get to this last joint, and we might come back later on, but I'm hungry. Damn sure. Now I can't even cook. It's kind of late. I need a meal. Somebody might send me something so I can get a meal ordered so I could come back on later on tonight. But I have to get to this, right? No, I know y'all hungry too, so we're gonna rock and roll. But there's been talk and discussion of Janice Combs not looking like Janice Combs at that court date. People are saying that it could be a clone or an actress playing Janice Combs, because we know she was so stressed out in July that she had to be rushed to the emergency room to the hospital. So I'm trying to figure it out. Does she look like herself? We never heard of her having any surgery. And we do know as you get older, you start to lose fat and things around your face and your body. But yo, the wigs, the glasses, the only reason why I believe that is her is because I know her breasts hung real low. And in these pictures that we see on the news and her coming out, the videos, we see that her little, nip action was there in the low ass. So I believe, because pictures over the years, she always was very hanging low. Remember, we didn't really understand how old she was when he first came out, and always seeing her. She was an elder then. She may be 85. However, they're still saying that this might not be her. It could be a clone. Or an actress. You might have found a small person to pay her. You dig what I'm saying? So where we going at with it, y'all? Let's take the vote, okay? Yes, we see you. I see you, Louis. I see you out there in the Bay Area. Much appreciated from the war effort. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to take a vote. Matter of fact, I might have to put it in here. I'll figure out how to do that, how to put the poll in there. Take a poll. Is this Janice Combs? Or is she a clone? A product of Elon Musk trying to trick us? Because remember, we still haven't seen the diddler. Yeah, man, we still haven't seen the diddler. Come on now. Yeah. You say I look like Mayweather Sr.? Good, because my hands is just as nice. You could find out. Drop your addy or come to mine. You know where I'm at. Penn Workman Houses, East New York. Come see if I'm Mayweather nice or not. Yeah. Remember, see, Blaze, remind me to make sure we put it in there and we're discussing next class. Is that Janice Combs for real? Or is that, again, is that a clone or an actress? Listen, my address, everybody know. Now, see, Blaze, let them rock, because you know I'm always ready. Come through. Penn Workman, NYCHA Houses. East New York, Brooklyn, 11207. But be sure you kiss your family and friends. Okay? We in the 75th precinct. We don't play no games. Kiss your family, your friends, your dog, whoever. Make sure you kiss them, because you might not make it back. All right? Derelicts. Okay? So, again, classroom assistants, much appreciation for holding it down. As always, if you donated, if you gave, if you funded the war effort, much appreciation. We getting ready to have some very, very intense and specific organizing efforts in different communities. Okay? Because we have to make a physical push to politically engage people and to get them in a clean perspective of what this really is. Okay? So, funded the war effort, much appreciation. If you didn't fund the war effort, much appreciation to you too. We see those who come through and try to freeload and get a free education. Yeah, we see y'all. Salute, salute to all the new subscribers. This is the class that you're supposed to be in. We glad you here. Tell a friend. Make sure you do that. Yeah, okay? Yeah, and you know what? Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. If you out there driving, pull over, trucker. Get you some rest before you get back out on that road. You dig what I'm saying? And all y'all educators, y'all got the day off tomorrow, damn it. We might come back midnight tonight and play with me. Okay? 55 gang, 55 gang. Get y'all grades up.